Hi everyone, Katie here. Welcome back to another layout video. Today I have a few more pictures from our trip to Peru. This is us at Machu Picchu, but these are our masked pictures. It is, and was still during the pandemic, and we had to wear masks the entire time. If we took masks off for pictures, it was not long before, like a park ranger blew a whistle at us and told us to put our masks back on. So I appreciate, the safety aspect of it, but it is still just a little funny to be seeing those pictures and to be putting those in Scrapbook, but it is a piece of history, I suppose. So I'm going to be using my color study for this layout. I have one piece of color study paper, as you can see here. That is going to be my background, and I recently got the chipboard thickers for color study. They're called All This Happiness, and they are so nice. Like, I just love them. And they were something my husband picked out on his own, which I thought was amazing. So that's fun and exciting. I pull off one of the chipboard border pieces from the thicker set, and I decide that that's going to be like a shelf for my layout. But there's a lot going on, so it needs to be built up a little bit more. And I have the color study washi and some other washi tape that I just think kind of goes with it. And I start building a little washi, and I slowly get smaller with the washi pieces as I go down. And I like the effect that this is creating. I think it highlights my photos more and kind of puts the photos on, I guess, sort of like a little pedestal or a little shelf. Shocker. Now I am adding some liquid adhesive to this thicker. Unfortunately, thickers are notorious for like having no sticky to them, especially these chipboard ones, and they're awesome. I love them, but I definitely need to add my own adhesive. And I do, and it works, and it's fine. So I thought I wanted my photos to cluster a little bit, but I decide that I like them, being evenly spaced and sitting nicely on the little shelf, and I decide, that's okay, and even better because I don't cover up my photos. I don't have much in the way of embellishments from this collection anymore. I've used quite a bit. So I decided to pull out some other embellishments. These are from Pink Fresh Studio, and I do not recall what collection, but one of them is pink and says, "This must be the place." And there's another pink journaling box from the same set, and I think those are just perfect. And they're in more of the pink side of the background. So again, it just works out super well. I do try to come up with some of this ephemera from either my Simple Stories sets, or I have one from My Mind's Eye that is, kind of random for me. I don't have any other My Mind's Eye things. But ultimately, I decide, this pink stuff from Pink Fresh is what I want to do. The journaling box I rough up quite a bit with the ink. I'm using a mini Distress ink cube in black soot, but then this is the place, or this must be the place, I just do a small border around so that it gets a little bit of distinction from the pink background, but not, excessive ink. Whereas the journaling box, I do put excessive ink on it so that it really stands out. And again, I just talk a little bit about how, we had to wear our masks the entire time. If we weren't wearing our masks, we were getting a whistle blown at us. So there was really no exception there. Did not make it any less beautiful. And we definitely wore the masks in lieu of having lots and lots of crowds. So I guess that's a silver lining for COVID. And I can't control it, so I guess I'll take it, right? Now that I've got those stuck down, I want to add a few embellishments. I had one of the little binder clip-like stickers to the side of the journaling box, like it's clipped there. And this is from the sticker book from Color Study, which I don't have a whole lot of, but that's okay. I like using what I have. And now I have these coastline thickers. I've used them quite a bit. I think I'm actually now out of A's after doing this, but that's okay. And I just spell out the word masked. And I do this in thickers because I want this to be bold. Obviously, this kind of iridescent, mermaid style or unicorn style finish is very, attractive to your eye. But then I want to make my whole title Masked Machu Picchu. But that would be way too much to do in those thickers, and also I'm out of A's. So I decide that I'm going to use my small letter stickers. They almost look like they're like typewriter style. And I'm going to spell out Machu Picchu, again using my mini Distress ink cube in black soot. I also put a phrase sticker from the thickers set just to kind of, again, have like a little shelf, something for it to sit on. Now, when I'm spelling Machu Picchu, I start at the end of the word Machu and I work backwards and then I spell out Picchu. I do that so that I can kind of center my words in the area that I want them to be in. If I had just started at the beginning of Machu and then gone to Picchu, I guarantee I would not have made it even at all. I wouldn't have. So that helps me do it. And now I'm putting down my thickers for masked. I'm not pressing down too hard, but I am using my acrylic block as kind of a level to keep them in a nice line, which works too. Now I have way too much open space there at the top. I thought about doing more washi, but then I was like, no, wait, this is a double-sided paper. So I am going to fold down part of the paper and rough up the edges a little bit to add a little bit of interest at the top. And I haven't done this very much. I know it's kind of a growing in popularity, the technique is, but I must say I really love how it turns out. And I do have to rearrange my thickers a little bit, but I think that just really adds to it. I put a little foam underneath it just to keep it closed and to give it a little bit of dimension so it doesn't get too flat. But I love that the backside is like colorful and black, which unless you've seen the paper, that might sound a little weird. But it definitely is like colorful and then like black over top. But I think that really goes with the rest of the layout quite well. And I just really like how it looks. This might be one of my, more favorite layouts that I've done recently. Now I am adding just a couple little stickers from the sticker book around. I've got a little heart. I use one of the little like watercolor circles. Just like one piece that looks like a little purple piece of tape over there on the title area. Just trying to add a little bit more embellishment to my layout. Now, once I feel good about my stickers, I know I have to, fill in that piece where I pulled the paper down. So I decide that I'm going to use a white piece of paper, but then do a little mixed media on it so that it still has some interest, because there was definitely no pattern or even just solid color that I thought was really going to work well. So I take a scrap that I've had and I line it up, cut it down, and decide that, okay, I'm going to do some kind of mixed media, but like subtle mixed media. I don't want it to be too over the top because I want my layout to be what you really notice. So I see, draw a line exactly where my mixed media needs to be. I don't want to waste a ton of it doing it in areas that I don't need to. And then I take my Heidi Swapp Color Shine and just kind of spray it on here in the rose, ocean, and I believe I use sweet mint as well. And just kind of, oh, I'm sorry, that's mustard, not sweet mint. And just, kind of spread it all around. So it's a little bit shiny. It's not super involved, but that way it's going to add to my layout without taking away from the parts that I actually want you to see. So I'm going to adhere that with some double-sided tape. And I should have washi the back. I don't, but I would have if I had thought about it. And I try to add some sequins or a little something else, but I decide that's just some non-shiny splatters will finish off my layout. So there it is. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.